President Barack Obama sure knows how to plan a day trip. His jaunt to Copenhagen to make a personal appeal for Chicago's Olympics bid lasted just 20 hours from start to finish. That meant Air Force One was wheels up from Andrews Air Force Base Thursday night around 7 p.m. Now, Secret Service doesn't like when we film inside the president's plane, but don't worry, you didn't miss too much from the flight over. Just some journalists trying to catch a few hours of sleep. 8 hours later, hello Copenhagen. It was nearly 2 in the morning back in D.C., almost 8 a.m. in Copenhagen, and time to start our sprint through the Danish capital. Like all good presidential trips, it began with a motorcade ride, and our hosts welcomed us with a special treat, an authentic Danish. But we didn't come all the way to Denmark for the snacks. We came because the president wanted to make a personal appeal to the International Olympic Committee on behalf of Chicago's bid for the 2016 Summer Games.
And we're a nation that has always opened its arms to the citizens of the world.
The president's trip was so short that he didn't even stick around to see the winning city announced. Now that we know how things turned out, maybe that wasn't such a bad idea. Instead, he headed over to meet with members of the Danish royal family and then the Danish prime minister. With the pleasantries out of the way, we were back in the motorcade and headed toward the airport. Wheels up on Air Force One about 12:30 p.m. local time, just about 5 hours after we landed. You know how this next part goes. Cameras off, press corps tries to sleep, and 8 hours later, we're back in the U.S. The president and first lady learned about Chicago's defeat while we were in the air. So what's the lesson learned? Well, maybe it's that just because you can take a day trip to Denmark doesn't mean you'll come back with what you wanted. Julie Pace, The Associated Press, Washington.